Hello everyone. I'm Lizzie, and I am running this Fortnight Fold continued support during this continued strange time, maybe in many ways. And these films are all dedicated to my colleagues at UTH, where I work, a hospital. And I'm now doing a mixture of working in person, which is fantastic, back in the hospital, as well as keeping some online support going as well, which can really work for people too. So I'm glad that anyone can join these, which is lovely to have your support and encouraging yourself to take a little bit of time out for your self-care. Good morning, Barbara. Nice and early. What time is it for you, Santa Barbara? Stephen, thank you for joining. Hello. I hope you're all keeping well. Penny, yes, you made it, and you're able to speak via your fingers as well. I'm glad that's working today. Many thanks for joining. Adrienne, lovely to have you here as well, and I'm sure there are others too, and some people also joining afterwards. It's lovely to have this live element, isn't it, Marnie? Lady Frog, lovely to have you here. So yes, now a fortnight fold, which just allows that blend of working, which is actually just a real joy. Wow, at 6 o'clock in the morning, Barbara, I think, God, hats off to you that you do this. It's very impressive. I hope this is going to be a really good one. You know what? It sounds crazy maybe to those who do origami. I hadn't made a masu box before, and I approach this with a certain amount of trepidation because I can see that you've got to be quite precise. And the thought of a lid fitting well on top of a box, I assumed you had to measure. Of course, you don't, thankfully. I think that's something, I don't know about you, that I really enjoy about origami is often no measurements needed at all. It's about those proportions, which is lovely. Great. Oh, thanks for helping, Stephen. You've been helping Penny get connected this way as well. It's really nice. So yes, I hadn't made a masu box before. From what I understand, this is masu refers to a traditional type of Japanese wooden box, little wooden square box that would be used to measure rice. So has old origins, and I guess here we're going to make a lovely square box. Many of you may well have made this before. If you haven't, then enjoy something new. As I said, it's been completely new to me actually, and you get a very professional box which you could use as well for making presents for others. It will be a very useful one. It looks lovely. And it's just a joy to fold. Yes, thank you so much. Yes, Eric as well. And thank you for your message, Eric. Really appreciated. Glad to hear that he's traveling. That's really good. So yeah, we're going to make both a lid and a base to it. So I will show you actually from A4 paper. But if you have different coloured origami paper, choose your pieces wisely. So one that can be a lid and one that can be a base. I rather loved. Oh, interesting, Stephen. So you've only just learnt the masu after you joined the British Origami Society. Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Or sometimes you can see these things and go, I'm not sure. But it's only when you do them that you discover their beauty, really. And I kind of, oh, Eric, you are. Wow, you're watching on a bus. Fantastic to have you here. Thank you for your message too. It's really appreciated. Sorry, I've been a bit slow. I still feel like I'm catching up after the summer, and yeah, maybe can never quite fully catch up. Who knows? But oh, it's lovely to hear of you traveling around. That is very committed to tune in while on the move. And it's great to hear that you make so much and you give it away. That is definitely the secret, I think. I've been feeling as if I need to get rid of more origami, really sadly. I cannot keep everything. Yeah. So this is a lovely box. And as I said, I quite like just discovering ones as the time feels right, letting those instincts come. And I was thinking of autumn, you're beginning to get a little bit more cozy, enclosing spaces. And so I started feeling I need to make some boxes. And it's very useful too. Sorry, I haven't got a cough. I don't think I've drunk enough today. This is my slightly unusual mug today. Can you see what it is? It looks like a specimen. It's actually jasmine tea. This is a glass sort of teapot that I brought back from China actually many years ago. And everyone there traveling there'd be hot water around and people top up their jasmine tea, which I just thought was such a good idea ecologically. Obviously, many other things that are not great ecologically, but that is a good one. not buying bottles and not having to buy drinks, but instead just topping up hot water as you go. And often on trains and in stations and things, you could top up with some just hot water for free. It's quite interesting. These little things that you don't hear about in countries. Right, so grab yourself some paper. If you have origami paper, 2 pieces that you think would look nice. If you're going to make some squares with me, then all you need is a A4 piece of paper. I've just got a print out of a map. I thought I'd use that. It's otherwise it would go into the bin. So to make, we'll first of all make the base of the box, and then we'll make the lid to go on top of it. And they're both the same size square actually, and I'll show you later on the difference between the lid and the base. So I'm going to take my piece of paper and fold it in half. I'm going to make 2 squares first of all. And for those of you who've got origami paper, enjoy your lovely choices as to what you're going to do. As I said, this is a great one to make something special for yourself, but after that, perfect for making little boxes for gifts as well. I've done a good strong fold, keeping my hands to the edge so I can rip it easily. Oh, hello, Wendy. Lovely to have you here. It feels like people are gathering again more, that it's getting cooler, isn't it? That time of year, and I hope this is a nice cozy fold. I'm going to take a corner and line it all up there. Nice pointy triangle. For those with the origami paper, thank you for your patience. We're going to remove this rectangle, turning it over, lifting this back and squashing it down like so. And then again, a good strong fold means you can tear it up. Right, so I've done one. I'm going to might as well do my second square between Manchester and Bolton Penny. Wow, fantastic. I hope you're on your way to something exciting. Glad to hear you're getting out and about. Yeah, a little bit of travel does do a lot of good, doesn't it? Been finding that too. Let's make a nice triangle. Right, removing that rectangle. More lists. Very useful. There we go. And little nick. There we go. Right, we're just going to use one for now. We're going to do the base of our box. So the colour that you don't want to see, so if you had white origami paper, this would be the right side and your coloured side over here. Yes, I might even do a quick colour. Sorry, I feel like the need. So this is the coloured side, then it's really clear, isn't it? You can maybe do something better than that, but... So I'm going to go over to the white side. I've already got a diagonal. For those of you who haven't got a diagonal, if you make a diagonal now, that would be good. And then I'm going to do the other diagonal the other way. So do both your diagonals. Each time you do a diagonal and then open it up afterwards, as I have done. Like so. So I did one diagonal, opened it up, and I did the other diagonal. Are you all ready for the next step? I hope for those of you who've made this before, you'll enjoy this familiar, lovely journey. It is really good. It's a lovely fold. So our next step is a little bit like the fortune teller, is to take the top and bring it to the middle point. That's it. I recommend you do it on a solid surface, not into a screen. Let's see. Be nice and accurate, because actually you're making a box, so it wants to be good. So I think I'm at this point going to be more careful myself. This is something actually I've been doing in the hospital recently. It's been really nice, the box. People have been thrilled with choosing 2 little pieces of paper, making something special. Again, the top to the middle. And then maybe you could fold something else to go inside it. So I saw in another hospital, they were folding lovely hearts to go inside these boxes. Perfect little message. Top to the middle. Maybe you could fold an animal to go in your box. What could go inside there? Top to the middle. I suppose you could do a whole series of nested boxes as well. There's a thought. Right. So you can see that the sort of colour, in my case, a map there that I've done is now on the outside. Are you happy for me to proceed to the next step? Give a shout if not. So in just a moment, we're going to take the outside and bring it to the middle line. Great, thank you, Marnie. So taking the outside and folding it to that middle line. Oh, brilliant. Oh, wow, that's fantastic, dear Barbara. So you've been having some construction paper, so it's a bit stronger. That's a really good idea. Making some boxes for the chalks. That's a lovely idea. Bottom to the middle. It just makes you feel tidy and organised, doesn't it? I'm also thinking of that start to the school term. You want to feel a little bit more organised and neat. And this feels like good new beginnings. So I brought the outside to the middle line. Hope it's accurate. Like so. There we go. And then open it up. Let's find that little tongue comes up. Pop that down again. Oh, fantastic. But Barbara, they also just look really nice, won't they? I mean, the quality of this is excellent. So it's really good. I guess I turn around 90 degrees. I tend to sort of end up folding in the same direction. So it means I have to turn the piece of paper around. I'm going to do the same thing top to the middle. So you've done this on each of the sides. And really you're dividing it up. Wow, they've lasted 30 years. Amazing. Gosh. Well, that's really lovely. That's astounding, actually. And they've been used by children for 30 years. Unbelievable. Because you've actually got a good few layers, haven't you, with this? Again, outside to the middle. Amazing. Wow, you really have been using origami for a long time. That's lovely to hear. Why isn't everyone using lots of origami in their lives? I think they'd be happier, right? I think so. A bit more play, a bit more of invention. I'm just going to check my lines. I'm not convinced I'm doing them perfectly there. Like so. Whoops, maybe went a bit drastic there. Right. And then opening it up. So what you've hopefully got is something easy and cheap but poor. Yes. But actually, this isn't too difficult. It's certainly cheap. I suppose it's not super easy, but it's not that difficult, is it? You can make something really nice. It's the effort. And I think that's what origami is about, that you put the time and the care in, and it shows, and people can see that as well. I think we do all appreciate that compared to something cheaply bought. So I hope your piece is looking like this. Happy to go on? Do say if you need anything more explaining. So you can see we've folded each of these lines. Next step is to take the sides and just taking the flap and just opening it completely like so. And the same with the other side. Like so. So it should look like this. Yep. So you've opened up just these two opposite sides and then take the top and fold it down back to that middle line. Bottom edge up to that middle line. Please do say this is too fast. Need to show it clearer, Lizzie. Or possibly you can fold it from here, but I found actually the next step really does help because everything then is in the right position. Looks a bit like a tie, don't you think at this point? If I just showed that, you'd think it's a tie. That's right. Oh, well, that's great. So that's, wow, 12-inch squares of plain or pattern stiff paper. So this is just perfect, isn't it? Because often origami, you don't necessarily want that stiff. It's quite hard, but for a box, you do want stiff. That would be great. So what we're going to do is we're going to effectively do a cross there and there and there and there. So to do that, you're actually not adding any extra lines. You're just getting the direction of the lines the right way. I'm going to take this bottom edge and bring it up. So it's coming up to that line. So I took this bottom edge and I brought it up to this line there. And it should probably go quite naturally. You can see how it lines up nicely there. And then a squash. And then we're going to do the same thing the other way. So I'm going to take this edge and bring that to that line again. And what you're doing is just adding a really nice little cross. You've got the lines there already. And then opening up. So you've done a cross there and there. And now same with the other end. So taking that and folding it down. And then opening it up and then taking the bottom edge and bringing that up to that line. And squash there. So what you have done is a cross there and there. And on the other end. Are you all ready? You've made your box. I know it looks nothing like a box. It's that wonderful moment of transformation that's about to come. What do you think? Are you ready? So this is the base of the box, the underneath of it. So I'm going to turn it round. And we're going to open this up from the middle, opening up the sides. And can you see there's those triangles? Keep those down. Now that's the two sides of the box, but this has actually got to come up over to make that edge, and then it tucks down. That will end up in here. How to do that? Well, hopefully the lines that we've made will really make a difference. And if you just think about where the edge of your box is, it will help. So what you're going to do is you're going to try to lift this up. And you might have to play around. I've had to make sure those directions are working. So I've lifted up that edge. And then I am going to then pick it up. Sorry, it's a hard one to show because somehow it's really 3D, but I'm lifting it up, bringing it down, tucking it over the edge, and then hopefully this matches up in that area. Can you see? And I'll do the same with the other end. So again, it's sort of flat here, but if you look at the side, I'm going to lift up the side, push it up, and then this will go over, tuck over to make the edge of the box. It's only in your fingers and your minds that this will come together, I'm afraid. It's quite a 3D one to show. And then pushing it in there. And then you can see how all those little ends of the paper fit in nicely. It's just such a lovely thing. So that's the bottom of your box. If you found it tricky, don't worry, you're still learning. I'm the same. And if we do the lid, you'll actually be pretty much the same, but a small little difference. And it'll give you practice as well. So let's do that. You're welcome, Stephen. So we're going to do the lid as well while we're here. Okay, I'm going to give it a quick bit of colour. Why not? I'm going to give it a quick scribble on my map side. So you can see there's a little bit of a colour there. There we go. And it'll be the same thing. So we're going to take our piece, turn to the right side. We're going to do a diagonal line, taking it over, folding it into a triangle. And then opening it up. And we're going to do the other diagonal line. So I'm just turning it around to the other side. I'm going to take one corner down to the other. brushing it down, opening it up. And again, a bit like the fortune teller, we're going to take the outside corner and bring it to the middle point. And if you do that for each of the sides, like so, next side, next side. This point, it looks a bit like a little envelope, doesn't it? What could you put inside that? And again, the top to that middle point, like so. Again, this is a lovely shape in itself. You could just enjoy the light and the shadow, and if you made loads of these and put them together, it would already be a beautiful thing. It's quite nice, though, using them as almost little tiles. Just lovely, lovely structures. Enjoy every step. So next, we're going to take the outside and we're going to bring it to the middle line again. Actually, there is one thing. Is this traditional fold? Yes, from what I understand, it is a traditional fold. Obviously, it would have been designed by an individual at some point, but that would have got lost over time. But probably quite a few people would have discovered this actually. So I'm not sure even if one person discovered it that they own it per se, because it's become something which people find. So, but from what I understand, this is traditional. Please do correct me, Penny or Stephen. They'll know a lot more than me. David, excellent. Thank you for joining in. A real expert there. Yes, it is very old. Oh, that's nice to hear, isn't it? So to do the lid, welcome, David. It's lovely to have you. We're going to take the outside towards the middle, but this time, because it's going to be a lid, we need to leave a little gap. So we're going to take the top and come in just a little bit from the middle line. So David, until recently, I'd never made this before. Can you believe it? It's amazing, the sort of traditional things that you just haven't quite got around to doing, or you thought it was a bit tricky, or it's not very interesting, and then realise, oh, you're changing. That's lovely to have you here, Eric. Take care. Enjoy your journey. Thank you for joining us. Bottom edge, again, up towards the middle, but leaving a, I realise it was busted. You do not have to be accurate when you're travelling, surely. Yeah, bye, Eric. Thank you for joining us. So I'm leaving a little gap. Can you see it's deliberate? We've got a lid, so which needs to have enough space to fit over the base. I have to say, I think I'd always been a bit reticent to fold this because I feared it would involve a bit of measurement. Oh, I have to say, I was slightly amused the other day looking on the wonderful Colour Tree website, which is the British Origami Society shop. There's a section with glue in there. I love it. Yes, why not? But it just made me laugh a bit, actually. Oh, I don't think, have I got a copy of your, what, have you made your own? Oh, I would love to see that, David. If I haven't, have I not got, I don't know. I don't think I have. So opening that up, and congratulations, by the way, if you've done that. Turn it around the side, which I'm sure you have. I just haven't seen it. I'm not implying that you haven't. The top towards the middle, again, leaving a bit of a gap. I'd love to see what you've made. And I know you've come up with so many designs. It's been a little while, actually, since I've been playing and making anything new. I still feel like I've got plenty to go through. Oh, wow, can you? Are you able to send me a link, David, and maybe a message somewhere, or here? It's up to you whether you want us to see it or not. And from the bottom towards the middle, some inspiration. Yeah, I'm always, inspiration is always greatly appreciated. Now once a fortnight, which definitely helps. But I doing my best to learn new things. There we go, leaving that little gap. Something like that. How accurate is that? Oh, in the booklet section. Excellent. Is that the sort of member section, or is that for anyone to see? David, I never remember my members' details. Obviously, don't give any details like that. I'm pretty rubbish at that, so I end up not really looking at things in that way. Too many passwords and things. Right. Opening this up like so. So hopefully it's looking like this. And again, as before, opening up the side. Oh, brilliant. Excellent. Thank you, David. I will have a look. Thank you for flagging that up. Really appreciate it. And then the outside. Oh, I'll have a look if I something of inspiration. I hope it's okay if I get in touch and ask if I could show that as well. Again, the top to the middle. And then, or almost the middle. And then the bottom up towards the middle. Like so. And again, it's like a double tie, isn't it? Could be that I'm wearing a tie here. Going to do a cross there to there and there to there. Oh, excellent. Cubs booklet. So we're going to take the side and fold it up along. Going to make that diagonal line. Are you still working with the cubs, David? Are you still doing that work as well? And opening it, and then the other way around. I think origami is something every child should have the opportunity to do, shouldn't they? I think they find it themselves anyway, don't they, with paper aeroplanes and such forth. Opening it up. And the other end, ninja stars being a real, like, if you can make that, you're amazing. For children. Interesting. I've actually found that primary school children can be better at following origami than secondary school. I think concentration starts to go as you grow up for a little while. And then the other line. So again, because it requires complete attention, and actually in primary school you can feel that you can still get that complete attention, but it becomes more difficult as you become a teenager. To concentrate and follow instructions is a challenge. Right, so opening that up again, for some reason I seem to like to put it in the vertical position. Opening up the sides. Anybody needs me to explain in some more detail. And then the tricky thing, well, imagining where the edge of the box is. It's going to be there. And with the lines that we've got, hopefully, you might need to still play a bit, but bringing it up. And then up. And then over, and then a little tongue should always fit in there. Yes, I have got Penny's book. It's a beautiful book. Thinking actually of the shirt sometime too. I brought back, we actually had an amazing break. It was postponed from Easter 2020 to New York for a week at the end of August, which is absolutely brilliant. And one thing, of course, I had to buy a bit of origami paper while there, and fantastic bookshops. And I brought back, it was actually Tuttle, but I've really liked the look of the tie-dye paper. I don't know if you've seen the tie-dye paper. It's really cute. So I thought I have to make a t-shirt of the tie-dye paper. It's really sweet. Because it just looks like it should be a shirt. Bringing it up and then down and then tucking it in. So I think you've got the shirt in your book, Penny. That's right. And pushing it in. I know after a few times I've attempted to do diagrams, my goodness, it takes a lot of work and time. Much slower than doing origami, isn't it, really? And very hard to describe. I think that's why I tend to go for the videos. There we go. So hopefully this is a lid. Now a tiny bit bigger because of the way that we fold it. I hope. Let's see whether it works. Did it work for you? No, I didn't. I didn't, Wendy. It was just a complete holiday and a break, and it was just lovely to get away from everything. So it was just pure little family time, and we really needed it. So pushing that in. Will it work? Will it work? It's a very snug fit. It's a very snug fit. How about yours? Oh. Ooh. Good. Excellent. They're really good, aren't they? And in due course, maybe later in the year, you might find this is a really good way of making a little box for us, something precious to put in, what to put in as a present for someone. But you just get slightly thicker, maybe card for this, and you can really make very professional boxes the size that you would like. So I guess it's, yeah, thinking about that as a quarter of the size of your piece of paper. So you can think about that. I presume that's correct. Yes, it would be, wouldn't it? Quarter of a size. So you can have a think what size box you might want to make for something special. Mine's got a little map of London. That's where I was yesterday. It's very surreal. I realised I could walk past Buckingham Palace. So it's like visiting the day after the night before, the day before, definitely. Oh, there's ways of making fancy tops. Ooh, that sounds fun, David. Would love to know how to make a fancy top for this. It's quite nice and neat, isn't it? I hope that's made a nice little neat start to your, feels like start to a new school year. So Adrienne, mine's a bit snug. Oh, two different. No, not two different size paper. It's leaving that gap between, which is what I think that always put me off, that I felt as if I needed two different sizes of paper. No, it's the same size piece of paper. It's leaving the gap, the second one. But next time, maybe leaving a bit of a bigger gap if you didn't leave a big enough gap. It is a winner, isn't it? I love it. So I feel as if I'm discovering things which everybody else discovered long ago, but it's lovely to discover them and pass them on. Oh, excellent. Well, look after yourselves, everyone. Be here, I think, in 2 weeks' time with something else to fold. Sanjay, thank you for joining us as well. It's lovely to have it feels like a nice group again. Oh, lovely. Yes, we could have some really nice paper or a drawing on it, all sorts of things you could do. So take care. Happy folding. I hope this has given you a little lift today and for this week. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.